If you're interested in content marketing and want to know what a content marketing manager does, you're in the right place. Whether you're seeking to find a content marketer role, thinking of hiring one, or just simply curious what exactly a content marketer does, this is exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. If you're new to the channel and this is the first video that you're coming across, you probably haven't seen the first of this series, which is actually the introduction where I explain different career paths in marketing, and I cover a list of the most popular roles that we hear about when we're looking for marketing jobs. So if you haven't watched the intro video, then I suggest that you also go ahead and watch that one and understand what this whole series is going to be about. And if you're interested in learning about all of the career paths in marketing, I suggest that you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the future episodes where I will deep dive into each role specifically. Anyway, back to today's topic. So how I prepared the content for this video is I actually looked at hundreds of job postings across a handful of career and job posting sites, and I put together a list of things that companies are looking for when hiring for content marketers. And I also brought in my own experience of working as a content marketer in the early years of my career, so I think this list is quite good and quite solid, and you can really take this as a good reference. I'll list the most frequently listed responsibilities in job posts, and if you're interested in taking up a content marketer role, then this is going to help you to understand how a day looks like for a content marketer, and will help you to prepare yourself for interviews and applications for these roles. Just a little disclaimer here that similar with any marketing job, the responsibilities assigned to a content marketer can obviously change depending on the company and the requirements of that company. But my goal with this video is to look at as many job posts as I can for content marketer roles and to bring you a rough outline so I can list out to you the responsibilities and skill sets that companies are looking for in content marketers. Alright, let's go ahead and start with the responsibilities and skill sets required from content marketers these days. As I'm filming the video, I'm actually still thinking about how I should present the information to you, if I should do a screen share or if I should just use my phone and kind of list out and comment as I go. And I think for this video, that's how I'm going to do it. But if you prefer it in a different way for the future episodes, please let me know in the comments which one is easier for you to follow along as you're watching. And also a note that I won't actually go into much detail about every single bullet point that I have as a responsibility. But if you have any questions about anything, do let me know in the comments and we can try to bring more clarity to the points that I mentioned here. Anyway, I'm going back to my list now. The top thing that you will be expected to do is to develop a communication strategy and manage the content distribution with a thorough understanding of the buyer's journey in mind. So I know there's a lot of terminology there, but again, this is not necessarily the video to go into the depths of what the buyer's journey means. If you want me to cover that later on, let me know, but I will just go ahead with the second one. The second top thing that you'll be expected is to understand and meet the needs of the target audience with content. So if you're paying attention, number 1 and 2, they both have the target audience, the buyer's journey as the common point. So that is really, really essential for any content marketer to know and be really comfortable with. Number 3 is to create and maintain an editorial calendar and regular content campaigns. This is going to be an essential part of any content marketer's job. You really need to master how to use an editorial calendar. There's a video on my channel where I share my own editorial calendar template and I cover how I use it by doing a tutorial basically. If you haven't watched it and if you don't know what an editorial calendar is or don't know how to use one, then go ahead and check out that video over here and also in the description box and the comments below. Next thing up is knowledge of SEO, content formats, and channels. And I don't want to keep saying this, but there's a lot of other content on my channel about all of these things. And if you want any of the topics to be covered in more depth, please let me know in the comments and I will try to bring all of that information to you in the upcoming videos. The next one is create or manage a team of content creators. In some cases, you will be the only person in the marketing team. You'll be responsible for everything from content creation to publishing blog posts to running paid ads, doing email marketing, social media, everything that you can think of under the umbrella of marketing. But in some cases, the team structure is going to be different and the size is going to be different. So in those cases, you'll be the person who's actually managing the team of writers instead of writing the content yourself. So there might be a piece of management and leadership in your role as well. And the next one is creating, editing, and overseeing content creation for website, blog, social media channels, as well as third-party outlets where you might want to get featured. I better speed up because this list is pretty long. Alright, next one is updating and optimizing content on a regular basis. So you're not only just creating and publishing the content, but you're also going to be on top of what you have in your content library so that you can actually repurpose it, optimize it, and keep updating it. Next one is working with brand marketing to design and promote the brand story and voice of the company. Moving on, build a case study program, reach out to customers, and write customer stories and testimonials. I think this is pretty clear, so nothing to really explain here. Next one is owning the email marketing channel, which means you're not only managing the email marketing platform and your automations, but also creating the emails, the performance of the emails, the experiments that you're running, overall, everything that's related to email marketing communication. I hope you're not overwhelmed yet because we're only halfway there. Next one is collaborate with internal stakeholders such as product, UX design, web editors, and sales to strategize and deliver the content that is needed to support their work. And this is going to be a crucial part of any content marketer's role. Next one is acting as the bridge between teams to communicate effectively what is being done, the marketing achievements, the failures, the goals, everything. You will also own the digital communications and brand narrative on all mediums and manage the digital presence of the business. Next one I really like, and this is also super important, is being the champion to motivate and bring internal stakeholders together to create content, and this is extremely important and extremely difficult to do. I've been there and I did not like being there because it's very difficult to convince people to create content when they already have very busy agendas, but this is an essential role of a content marketer. My daughter's cheering for herself. You will also keep up to date with new digital standards, trends, and channels to best represent the brand and grow towards the marketing goals. The next one is that you will own the brand style guidelines and ensure that the content meets the standards. Last three, are you ready? Analyze and track KPIs, performance, and pivot strategy to optimize. Next one is sharing the reports and the findings with the rest of the marketing team, so being that communicator, being that person who reflects upon the work that is being done. And finally, managing the budget to hire writers to do paid promotion, so being the budget owner of anything that is related to content creation and distribution of that business. Alright, that's a wrap of the list of responsibilities a content marketer does. Obviously, as I mentioned in the beginning, things can change. There can be slight variations depending on the company, type and size, but this is a good solid outline that you can take as reference when you are hiring for content marketers, when you're trying to understand what a content marketer does, or when you're trying to prepare yourself for applications for content marketer roles. If there were any terms that I used during the video and that you didn't understand and that you want to learn more, you can ask me in the comments below. If they have very short answers, I'll make sure to answer in the comments. If there are questions that I can only cover in longer format, then I will consider making videos to expand further on those topics. I hope this was helpful, but I think it should be very helpful because I know I would have loved to have this type of content to do my research. If you're interested in exploring further into content marketing, there's a lot of other videos on my channel that can be really helpful for you. I've covered SEO before, I've covered editorial calendars, I've covered content marketing templates in general, and I even have a content marketer's template kit that could be really helpful if you're just starting out and if you already want to go with best practices, if you want to find the templates that you can use for your job. I have that for you, and I will put the link in the description box in the comments below if you want to check it out. Alright, I am going to stop myself right here because I know I can talk about this topic for hours and hours. I hope this was helpful. If you did not take notes during the video, then I will have a blog post of this same content on my website. Check that out once that is ready. And if you don't want to miss the future episodes of this series, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you are notified when there's a new video on the channel. And also make sure to subscribe to the email newsletter so that you always get everything fresh and firsthand. And that's all. I will see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.